tremendous turnout. More than 7,000 people gathered downtown this morning, remembering those who have given their lives for our country. This also marks a very meaningful anniversary in accordance with a signed armistice. At the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the First World War ended 100 years ago today. And just over an hour ago, as the sun went down, bells across Toronto rang 100 times. The bells of peace commemorated the special anniversary. Good evening, I'm Pam Seidel, live outside the old City Hall cenotaph, where thousands gathered this morning for a somber and moving Remembrance Day service. Hundreds participated in the ceremonies, organized in part by the Royal Canadian Legion. Marches, parades, prayers, hymns, and anthems all paid tribute. Toronto Mayor John Tory also spoke at the ceremony today, honoring both those who gave their lives during the war, but also the men and women currently serving our country.
On behalf of all of us, I want to thank each and every one of them and all who serve with them for their ongoing service to our wonderful country.
Loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields.
And join us in the singing.
As one of the many traditions of Remembrance Day, there was a reading of In Flanders Fields by a couple of young cadets and a member of Wren. Prior to that, 2 minutes of silence was observed. Then representatives from various organizations laid wreaths one by one at the cenotaph on behalf of governments, the Canadian Forces, cadets, the Royal Canadian Legion, and veterans groups to commemorate those who paid the ultimate sacrifice, not only during the First World War, but World War II, the Korean War, and the conflict in Afghanistan.
During some of the darkest chapters in our history, Canadians put their lives on the line. They volunteered to serve, to protect our country, and to protect our way of life. And we are honored to have some of those heroes sitting amongst us today. In World War I and World War II, Korea, and Afghanistan, whenever the world's most evil powers rose up, Canadians were there and ready to fight.
Premier Doug Ford encouraged Canadians to remember soldiers past and present. He also said his government is forever grateful for the sacrifices soldiers have made and noted that it is doing what we can to make their lives a little easier. That includes a planned legislation that will, quote, ease the burden on Ontario's Royal Canadian Legion halls by ensuring they pay no property tax. One of the country's busiest intersections is Yonge and Dundas. It paused to mark Remembrance Day. As you can see, all the digital screens at Dundas Square changed to Lest We Forget.